You could have the best product out there, but if you're not sure how to position and promote it properly, you might never be able to charge what it's worth and your sales will suffer. So today we'll show you a way how to get results real fast using a highly effective marketing strategy. If all you have is 10 minutes, then I highly recommend you go through this step by step, because the businesses we've worked with have literally gone to 6-7 figures purely just implementing what you are about to learn. Hey ninjas, welcome back. My name is Silvia and together with my husband Kristen, we are the co-founders of Traffic Ninjas. In this channel, Traffic Ninjas help you get consistent and predictable sales so that you don't have to worry where the next sale will be coming from, and finally can get that steady income from your online store. If you haven't yet, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and also comment below. Let us know how you like our content, what do you like to see next, and also what questions you have so that we can assist you on your entrepreneurial journey. So let's talk about the highly effective marketing strategy. The truth is that most online stores out there do not make enough money, and they don't make enough money because either they are discounting their products way too much, or they're having very poor conversion rates. Now the thing is that most businesses out there, even if they discount their products, they don't necessarily see their conversion rate go up, and they probably wonder why is it I've discounted my product so much, still I can't get a higher conversion rate, hence I'm not really making money. My store suffers, my sales suffer, my profit suffers, and I'm not getting that steady income that I really want and need. Now, the number one reason why this happens is because, unfortunately, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but if you have to discount and still don't see a higher conversion rate, it means that your offer really sucks. So what does it mean? What does it mean if your offer sucks? Some of you might be like, well, what do you mean, Silvia? What does it mean when my offer sucks? I am selling this high quality product and I'm discounting it at a great price. I can't do 3 for 2 anymore. I can't do a lower price. So what do you mean about my offer? Isn't this my offer? Well, the truth is that offer is much more than just selling your product. And honestly, guys, discounting your product is not really creating an offer. It really is just a race to the bottom. So what you want to understand is that if you're just selling your product, it can become a commodity. And commodity is something such as fuel. You're not necessarily emotionally attached to a fuel. You are really just buying it from wherever it's the cheapest, right? And in the USA, guys, you call it gas. So wherever is the cheapest gas, that's where you go. However, an offer is really something that your customer is much more emotionally connected to, something that is unique to your business, something that the customer cannot get elsewhere, and that automatically increases the value and what you can actually charge for your product. And it also increases the conversion rate because it creates the urgency and scarcity of the customer only being able to get this offer from you right here and right now. So let's unwrap this and let's have a look how to create an amazing offer. Your customers will have no other option but say yes to that, pull out their wallet, and they buy your products for what they're really worth and more. So when you're creating a great offer, again, forget BOGO, forget discounting, forget free shipping. These are not offers. These are kind of just little small pushes, right? So the number one rule is that when you're creating and crafting a great offer, you've got to emotionally connect to your customer, because your ideal customer is buying your product emotionally and they're only justifying with logic. Let me repeat that. They're buying emotionally and only justifying with logic. If you try to persuade your customer why your offer is great logically, then it's hardly ever going to work and your conversion rate will be very low. So your first job is to connect to your customer on that emotional level so that your customer really wants that product, and then we'll find a way how to pay for that. But some of you might be like, okay, Silvia, but I just sell supplements. How is this emotional? How am I going to create emotional connection to my customer? Well, think about it from this perspective. There really are only 3 markets that you could be selling to. People always wonder, what is it that my customer wants? And they start thinking and overthinking, and they list 55 things that the customer really want. But if you summarize it and look back, it's like really there's only 3 markets you ever want to be selling into. And that's health, it's wealth, or it's relationship. So for example, if you're a supplement company and your supplements could be great for increasing energy, it could be great for, I don't know, hair growth or nail growth, it could be great for losing weight. You've got to decide, like, am I in the health area or am I in the wealth area? Because if they lose weight and look better, they're going to be able to get a better job. Or am I in the relationships area? Is my ideal customer, I don't know, men who trying to transform their body and their energy so that they are more attractive for their spouses, for example, right? So it's going to be either health, either wealth, or either relationships. Guys, do not overthink this, but really pick one of these, because literally any product out there that you're selling will fit into one of these 3 categories. And I've heard so many times people argue that my product doesn't fit into any of these 3 categories. If it doesn't fit into any of these 3 categories, then really you might just be selling products, which is commodities, which means you are racing to the bottom. Okay, so start elaborating this. First, is it health? Is it wealth, or is it relationships? And then start drilling down within these markets of, is there any sub-market underneath that? For example, let's go back to the supplement example. We've got supplements for, let's say, women who want to lose weight. So that would be another sub-market. Like losing weight would be a sub-market. Energy would be another sub-market under health. Hair growth will be another sub-market under health. So there's all of these different sub-markets, and essentially the whole idea for creating and crafting an offer is that you first understand which one of these 3 major markets it's in, and then which sub-markets do I have to drill down into. Now, there is actually an amazing book by Russell Brunson called Traffic Secrets that explains this concept really, really in detail. So I highly suggest to you guys, if you haven't read the book yet, then do make sure that you order and read that book, because it absolutely is life-changing, and it's going to be life-changing for marketing your product and for essentially getting more sales to your store. All right, so now you've picked essentially your niche, and within that niche, you can start listing down what are the major problems that my customer is having, and how does my product solve this? And again, some of you guys might be like, well, I sell rugs. How do these rugs solve anything? Like, people just want their place to be beautiful. Well, again, which one does it fit into? Is it health? Is it wealth? Is it relationships? If your ideal customer needs a rug for the new living room, and that's where they connect with the family and have everybody over, and that's where everybody's going to be happy because they're going to feel at home and sit on the floor and sit on that amazing rug, then you are in the relationships market. Does this make sense? So within this market, once you start writing down what is it that your customer really, really wants, what is it that holds them back, and how does your product solve this, you essentially will end up with a whole list of whole new ideas. How could you position your product? Now, what do you do next? Next, essentially, you make sure that throughout your product pages, throughout the images that you've got, that you're conveying the feeling and the solution that your customer really wants. So, for example, if I'm in the relationships market and my ideal customer is a upper middle class mom who wants to buy this sustainable rug, and everybody connects in the living room with the family, then in that case, you want to have that on the image. You want the family to be really happy inside this living room. You want to have an image of that so that your ideal avatar can really imagine that, okay? Rather than just having the picture of the rug, which is what most businesses do. They just put the picture of the rug, the picture of the candle, the picture of the computer, the picture of the dress. Well, that's great. You need that too, but you also need that setting where your avatar really feels that, oh my God, this is exactly what I want. This product is going to help me get there. And now some of you start worrying, oh my God, I don't have access to photo studios. How am I going to get this? Guys, do not worry. Do not panic. There's all of these AI tools out there. If you need some suggestions on how to create this experience without having to hire expensive photographers, just comment below and we'll sort you out with some tips, okay? So do not panic. You do not have to spend thousands of dollars on creating beautiful images for your store. So once you've done that, you updated your product pages with images and with the description, making sure that your customer really sees themselves in there. Also start thinking, what else can you offer with this product so that the customer gets a little push to essentially buy and buy now. That's really, really important, because most people inside our community sell limited boutique products, but they want to look like a big brand, so they don't communicate the fact that they actually have these products in limited quantities. So it's very important for you to first communicate how limited your product is, because I'm sure they are very limited as a small business owner. And second thing, you want to add something extra to that offer that your ideal customer cannot get elsewhere. And this could be something that's super easy for you to fulfill. It could be an electronic product, such as like PDF, how to look after your rug, how to, a recipe book. If you're selling supplements, a recipe book, how you can use these supplements with different foods to enhance your diet or anything like that, right? So start thinking about looking back at your list of what the problems are that your avatar has and how does your product solve that. Start thinking about what else can I add in there that's going to help my ideal customer get to where they want to get to. And then last, put your offer through what we call 100x test and 1/10 test. Now, I didn't come up with this idea myself. It's actually from Alex Hormozi. I highly recommend you watch his training and get his book, because it's just incredibly mind-blowing and life-changing. But essentially what Alex Hormozi suggests in all of his trainings is that once you have that offer, put it through 100x test. And the 100x test is essentially, if I had to charge 100 times more for this offer, what else would that offer need to include? What else would I need to put in there? And by the way, it's a 10x test. It's not a 100x test, it's 10x test. What else would this offer need to include? And then you flip it and you say, hey, if I was only able to charge 1/10 of what I'm charging right now, what would this offer need to include to still provide more value than what I'm currently offering? And these two ideas, they essentially go to the extreme. You go to the 10x and 1/10, and it will give you more ideas of how to position and market your product so that your customers really have no other choice but pull out their wallet and buy. Let me give you an example. Again, going back to supplements, if I say I'm selling these powders for weight loss, and let's say if I was able to charge 10 times more, what else would this offer need to include? Well, then I start thinking, well, maybe I would include a shaker. Maybe I would include 3 different recipe books. Maybe I would include an instruction video on how to use this. Maybe I would include some support phone calls. All of these different stuff that maybe I would include if I was able to charge 10 times more. Now, if I flipped it and looked at, okay, if I was only able to charge 1/10 of this and still add more value than what I'm currently charging, what would this offer need to look like? Well, in that case, maybe I would think like, okay, how about I put together a whole PDF book that would essentially guide my ideal customer how to create meal plans, and instead of giving them a whole box of my product, I would just give them samples. So this could be another way of like looking at what your customer really, really cares about, and then you start combining essentially what's going to be the most profitable and easy to fulfill offer for you. So there you have it, guys. This is a highly effective marketing strategy to position and promote your product. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that now. And if you stayed all the way until the end, do let us know how you like this video, what questions have you got, and most importantly, what offers have you created as a result of this video, what new ideas have you got, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.